Camidoh, welcome to our magazine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I am good. So good to see you.
Yes, great to see you. I mean, the last time we couldn't meet when I was in the UK.
Yeah, and the last time I think I saw you face to face was maybe
I
2019,
think yeah,
2020.
around the time where Kim Promise did the Scala show.
Yeah, yes. Yes, it really was.
Yeah, yeah.
But okay, let's cut the chit chat. You are an Afro pop and Afro R&B singer, songwriter, producer. You do it all. You even play instruments. How many instruments do you play?
I actually just play one. It's just a keyboard.
I'm happy you said keyboard because somebody told me that your nickname used to be Fingers. Why is
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it used to be fingers. Basically, like I'm really obsessed about the things I love, right? So it's like at the time where I got really inspired by Akon to get like start making music, I would want to like do like every time I'm singing, I would kind of like do my fingers like that. So
Yeah.
trying to portray what is playing on the the beat, that kind of thing. So if it's been like that like forever when I was in like high school and all of that. So all my friends kind of like be like, fingers, 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 and it's just because of that.
Matter. I had no idea, but I also didn't know that you've legally changed your name to your stage name. Talk me through that.
Well, that's like a long time ago. I remember my mom and her best friend, like that was like their nickname before. And when I heard it, it's been there, it's been in my mind. I'm like, and they kind of like, I think my mom's best friend kind of like died or something like that. They haven't been in touch a long time ago. But that name kind
Yeah.
of like stuck in my head. And so it's like one time I wanted to, I don't know, but it just sounded cute to me. So when I was gonna pick a Facebook name, I had to pick two names, first name and a use surname. So I said Fingers Camidoh, and then yeah, they started calling me Fingers Camidoh. And then I told my mom that I kind of like it and I want it to mean blessing to me. So my mom prayed over it, we prayed over it together, and then yeah, we registered it as my name, and then that's just how Camidoh became my legal name.
Mad, mad, mad. Now, when I think of you, your signature is your hair, sir. The color is giving me life and godliness. But if I remember correctly, this wasn't always the color you wanted to go, right? So talk
Right.
me through that hairdresser salon situation. What happened?
Well, I realized that my hair started growing into like this dreadlock stuff. And then also a lot of artists, like the new crop of artists that were coming at the time that I was coming on the scene, were having dreadlocks. So I wanted to stand out. And I read marketing in uni, so I kind of like have a little idea about branding, So then I went to the barber salon shop, and I was like, I wanted to dye my hair, and I wanted gray actually. And then this barber started to lie to me. It's like, oh, gray will make my hair cut quickly, I'll lose my hair quickly and all of that. Instead of just going to the point by telling me that he didn't have the gray color. So I asked him what he had, and then he showed me this one. And I was like, if I do it and I don't like it, then I'll come back and change it. But I did it and I kind of like liked it. People were loving it. And then I was like, yeah, this is it. Let's go with it. Yeah.
It's your signature. I absolutely love it. Like I don't even like no, I know I would recognize you like if you walked in the street with a different hair color, but this
Yeah.
is you. I love it. I love it. Talking about then hair and stuff and branding, obviously you give us Afro pop, you give us Afro beats, but you started off as a rapper. Is that true? What
Yes,
happened?
yes. I started off, like I said, I got inspired to really like get into music by Akon, So I started singing like Akon, mimicking his stuff and all of that. And I would wear white tees and jeans and all of that to perform. And then when Sarkodie broke out in 2008, I remember I was in a crowd with my cousins, and everyone around that time, everyone would want to like learn Sarkodie's raps and then be able to rap it. And then I was the only one left out because I couldn't speak Chi at that time. So in 2008, I was with my cousins, and then I had to force them to teach me how to rap because it was like a whole thing where the whole community, like the boys in the community, we will come around and everyone will be rapping like, this guy will rap this rap of Sarkodie, this verse, and then I'll be left out. Do you know what I'm saying? So I wake up and I call my cousin and I'm like, teach me the raps. And so he taught me
Mm.
everything. And that's just how Sarkodie started to inspire me. And then I would listen to Sarkodie back to back. When I got into SHS, I decided to rap because of Sark. you know, so that's just how I began rapping. And then, so I think that the information was wrong. I began off as a singer, then a rapper, then back to a singer.
Got it. Now, you mentioned at the time you didn't speak Tree, because I think your native is Ewe, right?
Yes, it's
but
Ewe.
Now you do, and you speak Gar as well.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration of learning the additional languages? Was it Sark?
Yeah, now it wasn't Sark, but I feel like it's just music. Generally, like if you want to really consider that why I started speaking all these languages, it's because of music. Because I feel like sometimes you want to express something, but it's better off expressed in a certain language, you know. So I dive into like a language if I feel like it helps me to express the kind of thoughts that I have, the lyrics that I have at the very moment. Like yesterday we had a session, I had to speak Spanish in my music. Yeah, and it's
Despacito.
You know, so I feel like it's just basically music drives me around, like as to what to do and, you know, what languages I want to put in my music and all of that. Yeah.
I hear that now. I'm jealous because I only speak English and French. I don't speak any of my native. I don't speak Fanti. I don't speak Yoruba. I don't speak Igbo. But I'm gonna learn. Now, he did an interview like a week ago where he mentioned that he was in the studio with you, and that there is nothing stopping you from being at the very top. So one, can you tell us a bit more about that studio session? And two, how did it feel to see your inspiration basically big you up and say you're the next best thing?
Well, so basically I went to the UK mainly for Ghana Party in the Park. And so we had dinner with King Sack and King Promise. And then he said that he was available to have a session with us, like if any of the artists wanted to, you know, spend some time in the studio with him. So I said, yes, I'm definitely grabbing that opportunity. It was late in the night, and then the cop came around to pick us, and we went to his like hotel room. And when I got there, I saw that as big as he was still like very concentrated when he's in the studio, you know. So when I saw him, my heart beat, because I feel like, man, this is it, bro. Like this is my one of my biggest inspirations. Do you know what I'm saying? And I saw him face to face, and I was in a session with him. And then I would, when I started singing, I would sing over and over again, trying to perfect what I wanted to sing. And then I was like, please, I'm sorry, don't, like, I'm not trying to take all the time. And he was like, nah, take your time. He was like, take your time. I love what you're doing. I actually do what you're doing. So, you know, so that kind of like made me feel special, and it made me feel like I kind of like learned from the best, you know. And also, what's the next question again?
When he said you're the next best thing.
Right. That made me feel also special. I've always believed that I have a special talent and I'm really gifted, but coming from him also meant a lot. And that's why I kind of like copied that part of the interview, and I posted it on all social media platforms for people.
We saw it on your Instagram. Yes, we did.
Yeah, because I'm like, I really love Sack for his work ethic, his composure and everything, you know. So when I saw, like, that just made me feel special. And it's like, yes, this is the stamp. You know, my mentor just told me that I'm dope and nothing is stopping me. So I'm like, from that day, I just told myself that I don't have to let nothing limit me, not even my negative thoughts or, you know, financial constraints or nothing is gonna limit me. I'm gonna go all around and hit the mark.
I love that. I can't wait for my inspiration or my mentor to really big me up, because we're working hard in these streets. Now let's talk about Ghana Party in the Park. How special is it for you to go to a completely another country, a complete another continent, and to get that kind of reception? Because you shut it down.
Well, I feel like the narrative has always been, when artists fly to another country to perform, the only time they're happy is when maybe they get the crowd raising their hands, jamming to their music. But I feel like I understand the concept of touring. The idea is to take your music to the people who you think do not know your music. You know, so that was my mentality. I came there not feeling like anyone knew my music. I came there to sing to the people, you know, and I feel like that's just what I did. The little time that I had, I tried to sing to them. I tried to give them me, feeling like they don't know me. Do you understand? So I left there with a beautiful experience. I left there with a very, I feel like it was a platform for me to learn how the UK crowd, or let's just say, the UK crowd relates to artists. And I learned a lot, you know, I learned a lot. I also saw other artists' performances, Daku and all of them, Kim Promise and all of that. So it was a learning curve for me also. And also, I just feel like it was a beautiful experience for me. Yeah.
Talking about beautiful experiences, 3 nominations at the VGMAs. Best New Artist, Best Afrobeat / Afro-pop Song, and Best Afrobeat / Afro-pop Artist.
Yeah.
Like, to get those 3 nods at this point in your career is amazing. When you found out the news, how did you feel?
I felt blessed. I felt like the world is actually loving what I'm doing, you know, because I didn't even care about the awards. To be honest with you, I didn't even care about winning the awards because I felt like it's step by step. I came from nothing and then coming to like having all these nominations free. Like that was my first like entrance into the VGMAs, and I was like 3 nominations. That's not a joke. I don't even take it for granted, you know. So I didn't even care if I won the award or not. I just knew that I was nominated, and that was a step, you know, above where I was at the time. So that really made me, it just solidified, these things just kind of like solidified the fact that I'm a great artist and I'm not to play with my art. I don't have to take it for granted, you know? Yeah, and I believe that sooner or later, the world is going to see the amazing stuff that I have in me. Yeah.
And we're going to look back at this clip and be like, yo, you manifested it. We ready for the global takeover. Now talk to me about album mode. Tell me. Okay, so I know that COVID did a madness and it delayed you touring in the UK, and it delayed the debut project as well.
Right.
But I feel like I'm going to let you speak. Tell me about album mode.
Well, I've always believed in the idea of putting out albums because I feel like it lets the people have a feel of the artist, like a complete feel of whom the artist is, what his state of mind is, you know, whatever he's going through, he or she's going through at the particular time. And so I believe in albums. Akon kind of like, you know, he's my mentor and he puts out albums and not talking. So I think that around that time that I came to the UK the first time when COVID came around, I recorded an album that we were getting ready to put out. And then obviously because of COVID, I was a new artist. And so it didn't make sense to put out an album where I'll just be on like lockdown, you know, so I just did EP, and I'm grateful that people accepted it EP, and then, you know, it gave me some mileage. And then fast forward, I'm getting ready to put out the album, and then I'm not loving some of the tracks anymore. I'm like, nah, we're way past this level. Like let's you know, let's double up. And then the funny thing is, I think before I came to the UK, this is the first time I'm actually speaking on this matter. My producer, who is Necktunes, who lives in the US, came to Ghana, and then the first session we're gonna have to just listen to some of the mixes and then the mastered songs. His hard drive crashed. Yeah, his hard drive actually crashed. And we've been chasing that for a very, very long time. It's like, yeah, the recovery kind of like is proving like, yeah, maybe like 40% out of 100. So I told I was really down. So a couple of like weeks ago, I was really, really down because I feel like this is something that really meant a lot to me. But then I just told myself that, listen, I am the music. Like it's in me, so that nothing should stop me. So I just took, when I came back from the UK, I haven't done no interviews. Like I haven't done no shows. Like I've done I've been doing wedding shows, but then I've just been stuck in the studio trying to create a whole different body of work. And I think I'm almost done. And that's just because of determination. I want to give people a body of work for them to really like understand who I am and what I'm feeling and what I'm dealing with. So yeah, that's just me. And I think that it will still come regardless. Thanks to the team, Cruise Global and GB Records, Grind Non Stop. They are really like supportive. So I believe that these would definitely come before the end of the year. Yeah.
First of all, exclusives. Second of all, like we need to just be backing up our stuff. Like, damn, like I'm frustrated on your behalf, but I always feel like, what's that saying? There's beauty in the ashes, the phoenix rise from the flames. Right. The fact that you're going to be able to create a whole new body of work, which represents who you are right now. Right. I mean, it might be a blessing in disguise. And to be fair, you gave us the CP EP, you gave us the acoustic version as well. So we've seen range. So this album, yeah, I'm excited. By the end of the year, you said, I'm going to hold you to that.
Nah, it's coming.
I can't wait to see what comes from it. I have to ask, obviously you do production as well, like you're a producer.
Right.
How much of this album are you gonna be producing?
I think that this time around, well, the one that crashed, I did a couple productions, like the one that I put out with GRACEY MAE was supposed to be on that. I did Serafina. I did a couple, but yeah, I just put that aside. But this time around, I just allowed producers to send me beats. Like I met some producers in the UK as well. Shout outs to
Okay.
D. I met a couple producers that classic beats and all of that. So I'm just allowing producers to send me beats so I can just take my time, and then what I do is just invite writers into the session, and then we write together and then we create. So I don't think I'll be doing much production. Yeah, I've done one. I think I've done one, which I'm loving. So yeah, that I can confirm.
You know what? I love the fact that you're working with other producers and other writers, because when you see someone that's super talented and they know they're talented, a lot of the time they end up sounding quite monotonous because they rely on just their writing and just their production. Yeah. And you've given us, even though one was an acoustic version, you've given us two strong bodies of work.
Yeah.
We're ready to see the growth. And sometimes that does mean mixing up with some other people. So kudos to you. All right, a couple of questions. We're going to wrap up shortly. Where do I want to go with this? You know what, actually? The last thing you mentioned was the Crazy Arthur track.
Right.
Dance with You. Now tell me about working with him. When we talk about the 3 S's, we talk about Shatter, Suck, and Stonebwoy. Then we talk about like the new gen, and it's like the 3 Ks, it's the Kiddie, it's the Kwame, it's the Kwesi. I mean, there's a few, and I feel like you're next. But what was it like working with Crazy Arthur?
Well, I think it was beautiful. Thing is, I just made the music, and then I don't know why, because I think I met him fresh around the time that I made the music. So we exchanged contacts, right? And that was in 2019. And then I just sent the music. I was like, hey, bro, check this out. And so he told me, he said he was driving somewhere, and then he just told me this was fire. And for some reason, I just left it for him. I didn't want to like give it to no other artists. Like I knew I wanted a feature on that, but I just left it. I just forgot about it. And then fast forward, I think about like some months, he just like, hey, bro, I've got the verse ready. And he sent it to me. And I felt blessed, because at that time, my executive producer had made me a promise before. He was like, yo, bro, if I love GRACEY Arthur so much, if you were able to get like in a session to, do something beautiful with GRACEY, I'll fly you over to Dubai. I'll fly you over to Dubai. So then the song came. Then the song came, and COVID obviously. So he's like, yeah, bro, I owe you a Dubai trip and everything, so I know that is in the corner. We haven't, discussed that, but I still know that is in the corner. So shout outs to GRACEY for for making my Dubai trip ready in the corner. Yeah. He's an awesome artist. I feel like I want to do more with him. I want to actually be in a session with him and get to vibe with him proper and make music live with him. So I'm hoping that will happen in the near future as well. Yeah,
I love him. I love him as an artist, and the track is fire. So shut down. I mean, just before that, you gave us Available with UG as well. I feel like your collaborations have been steady and have been strong, and yeah, man, more blessings and more grease to your elbow. All right, last question then before we go is, you're clearly a super talented artist who knows exactly what he wants to do. What is it that you'd like to leave your fans with? Like, what is it that you want them to walk away with when they listen to your music?
Basically, I want my fans to walk away with love. Yeah, love is really the answer for me, and that's why I wanted to call my album Lighter. I want them to walk away with love, the essence of love, motivation and some kind of inspiration in life. Just generally, it's just love for me. I feel like love has really brought me this far, and everything that I've been gaining, I've been benefiting, I've been achieving came through love. Not a lot of them came through, like, I would not say that I don't work hard, but I feel like people show me love generally, and so that's what I try to put in my music. But I feel like I just want my fans to walk away with love and passion, so that's why I put in my music, and that's why I want my people to grab off my music. Yeah.
Well, you know that I love you and I love your music, and I've been a fan from I don't know how long, but it's been a long while. So I feel like you're achieving your goal. This has been TIRADE World. You know what? An Australian-based magazine. Did you know that?
Yeah, I actually I learned a lot about that when I was in the UK. Yeah.
So any final words onto your Australian fans? Are you going to be seeing them anytime soon?
Yes, definitely. I want to say a special thank you to everybody around the world, not just Australia, but everyone, because I believe that people around the world reside in Australia as well. You know, so I want to say a special thank you to everybody that listens to Camidoh's music and loves my music. Thank you so much. Keep safe. Just know that COVID is still around the corner. Be safe. Wear your mask wherever you're going, and grab sanitizers. And I want to say a special thank you to King Sack. Special thank you to King Promise. Special thank you to my team, Grind on Stop, GB Records, and Cruise Global for the support. They have really been the best team so far. Special thank you to you, Gracie. Special thank you to TIRADE for having me. God bless you all. Love, Mido Say So. Rah.
Mido Say So. Oh, that was the perfect ending. Okay, this question I'm going to put in before that answer then. If we want to find out your favorite selfie angle, what you've had for breakfast, the next show, where can we find you online?
Online.
Yeah, what's your socials?
All right. That was like, the question was so twisted that I had to like, I had to think like, yeah, but my social media handles are Camidoh, Camidoh on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. Snapchat is Fingers Camidoh. Yes, so yeah. Let's connect, let's vibe, tirade to the world. Peace and love. Boom.
All right.